an area where we can strike them. As you can see, they will undoubtedly retreat, but this time we will undoubtedly be able to engage and finally get rid of these people. High casualty rates. Mission successful. We have destroyed this fleet.
Your next command.
And finally, I got rid of another war.
Orders ready for order. Row faster, you slags! For the truck going upwards.
Here I'm going to unite the navy.
Fleet ready.
And we'll have a much greater force in this area.
Row, gods curse ya.
That's it. Fighting the Syracuse on the sea is undoubtedly going to be very, very difficult because they have the superiority. Besides, their soldiers will be much, much better. Let's go into this for a bit and see. Currently we are at peace and we only have to worry about slaves, and everybody has to worry about slaves, and slaves are just simply people who don't have any money and they kind of gang up together and pillage so that they could survive because they had nothing to eat, and so on and so forth. You can read about the slaves online. The slaves used to be a commodity and very widely used all over the world, and they used to be a workforce pretty much, but most of the slaves eventually gain independence one way or another, and if they didn't, their children most likely did, because everybody learned how to speak the language, everybody made money by working, and everybody eventually became of their own kind. Pretty much an area has been conquered, the area, people living in that area that got conquered became slaves because they didn't have any money, they didn't knew the language, and they didn't had anything better to do because they were conquered. So eventually they actually ended up being assimilated and became the citizens of the nation that conquered it. Now, as I previously mentioned, the situation here is absolutely incredible. As you can see, Syracuse right here has a defensive alliance with Rome and Sparta. Rome and Sparta. Sparta has a defensive alliance with Celtiberian Confederation and Syracuse. Rome has a defensive alliance with Syracuse. RDIA, the client state of Rome, has a military alliance with Celtiberian Confederation. Three puppet states right here are under alliance treaty with Celtiberian Confederation, and a war which will break out will certainly change things around. Now it looks like it's time for me to move my forces into position, prepare for the upcoming war against the Roman Empire and most likely its ally Syracuse. As you can see, all of my armies are moving into offensive positions. My armies and my navies will have to force march through this field.
Stragglers will be left behind.
Obviously, some of
You
the
have further
soldiers
orders?
will die due to attrition, but we'll see what we can do about it. It looks like it's winter period, so it's a very bad period for an offensive.
Yes.
However, I have no doubts that
Moving out. All hands to the oars.
it's going to be just fine.
Stopping.
Army group right here is ready too. We still have a navy to move
Ready for order.
closer to Circus Coast,
As we go.
Alalia.
Your orders.
Actually,
Steady as we go.
I'm going to attack
We still have a wind.
Karalis and Alalia simultaneously with my navies first. These navies will need to establish control over here.
Warriors all.
This army needs to move north. The only force I'm worried slightly is
Thirsty for
Thunderbolts of Ryu. I don't think that they would be able to take over a walled settlement with such a high casualties due to winter, but we'll find out. Maybe that settlement isn't as well defended after all. This army near Lepsis is going to be very difficult to destroy with the one that's currently held in Carthage. Probably that's even impossible. Return home, statesman, subject gains notoriety, cold attrition, man lost 156. The thunderbolts of Ryu, the bitter winter cold has inflicted losses on your army.
ready for battle.
Looks like these losses are much
You get to work.
much greater than initially anticipated, but they will certainly regain strength very soon. I just need to place
Your orders.
a few others into position, and we will undoubtedly be able to start
Moving out. Your orders.
the war. This area isn't as well defended, but it still has
Ready.
10 units, and we would be attacking with 32, which is fine. Furthermore, I need to know if there's anything else I need to increase in my building chains, and as you can see, there isn't that much left after all. Not much at all. Good. That's the nation that has a military alliance with us. They are client state of Rome, but it looks like they're more oppressed than free. Besides, with the defensive alliance that we made with Sparta, we can already notice that all of the cities here are free for us to learn about, because unsurprisingly our embassies have been established there, so we have all the information that we need from them, and they have large number of armies, very large, and it looks like that's the last turn before the war begins and our invasion of the Roman land starts.
Surely, my noble friend, you can see the wisdom in giving a small subsidy to Rome's coffers.
They would wish a defensive alliance before, so they probably know what's going to happen. I'm going to say no. I'm not going to agree to this.
The Senate may well be saddened by your choice, for they are men of deep, honest feelings.
Rome has one ally, and that's Syracuse, a defensive alliance. I'm going to try and bribe Syracuse or Rome to break this defensive alliance. Maybe money is going to be just exactly what they need. Let's find out. Angry Beast, Clan Seahorse. I'm going to give this command to an Angry Beast clan, which currently holds the least number of seats in our council. I can see that there is a message that requires attention. Long lost son. A young boy with an uncanny resemblance to a member of your family has appeared. He claims to be the man's son by the daughter of another tribal leader. A decision must be made. Infamy. A decision must be made. -5 influence. Okay. The boy is strong and does seem to favor his father. There is no proof that this boy is of our blood. Send him away. Do nothing. So I just have to decide. Now, if he looks very similar and everybody kind of assumes that he's definitely a son of a daughter of another tribal leader, we're going to take him with us. He's going to be one of us, and eventually he certainly won't be a bastard because we're going to raise him. I'm going to adopt him, and he'll be a fine addition to my army. Now let's move on to diplomacy. I'll try to bribe Syracuse out of its alliance and a chance of a truly...
I am eager to hear your embassy, inspired as it undoubtedly is by the wit and wisdom of Athena herself.
And a chance to avoid a devastating war. Cancel alliance. No. Cancel military. Break defensive alliance with Rome. The chances are low, but what if I would offer you payment? 110,000. What if I offer you more? 550,000. 1 million wouldn't be enough.
I am impressed that you have spoken so well on your people's behalf. Now I speak for my people. No.
But they're very, very friendly with us. Very interesting. Alright. It looks like it's time to start the war against Rome.
You will find me a willing and attentive audience for your speech. Give tongue to your words, and I will answer.
I declare war. I'm calling on my allies. I have the same allies as they have. Their 2 allies are my allies too. Let's find out how this is going to go.
So be it. Put your wives and children to the sword, and save them from slavery at Roman hands.
Very luckily for us, the gods have certainly blessed us with this. The Romans have been betrayed by both of their allies, Ardeae. These people that were client state of Rome has betrayed Romans and they will fight on our side. Syracuse has betrayed the Romans and they will fight on our side. They have been our ally for a truly long time. Let's fight. Alliance broken. Syracuse and Rome. As you can see, Syracuse has betrayed Rome because we asked Syracuse to fight on our side. The alliance between these factions has been broken. Rome and Ardeae, this faction has refused protection of its overlord. It is no longer a client state. It's time to siege.
For the tribe! None will escape!
First things
Seize
first,
their hovels.
we are going to siege the city.
Besieging settlement. For the tribe.
We'll
Besieging
attack them through entire front lines. As you can see, this settlement right here is protected by legionnaires.
None will escape.
Another settlement
Ready for orders.
right for the taking.
Besieging settlement. Way is shut.
Many legionnaires are going to defend the settlement.
Laying siege to their hovels.
A provincial capital
Ready for battle. None will escape.
is going to be under siege here. This capital right here wasn't left without a garrison. The Romans certainly decided to protect their capital settlement nonetheless. We're going to
Ready
siege it and move
Take this settlement for the tribe.
into it. However,
Stragglers will be left behind.
unfortunately, we can't cross the river. As you can see,
Warriors all.
the soldiers won't make it. For this reason, the Romans have an opportunity here to strengthen their forces, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to recruit if they're under siege. But
For the tribe.
it could be that they'll just retreat from the city and make things much easier for us. Now in here, as you can see, we attacked us with our navy, but we already know that our navy fleets are relatively weak compared to our counterparts of Greek and Romans. Here, for example, veteran legionnaires are protecting these ships. Furthermore, they have legionnaires in their settlement as their base garrison.
Get the blockade set
Even
up.
if you have a full navy here that's ready, it still may not be enough. Now here we won't be attacking Syracuse anymore, because they are our allies
Yes.
who want to gain from the battles over here. So, and that means these two navies need to find other targets that belong to the Romans, and neither Rome nor Velathari can be reached through sea
Your orders.
unless we can. Let's find out. No, we can't, as you can see. It was a close one. I'll be moving my ships
Your orders.
to the other side
Row, curfew, row.
of Italy, on its eastern side, where we'll be able to attack Brundisium using our ships. Furthermore, we have our navy set up on this side too.
Fleet.
These navies as well will be sailing
For the tribe.
onto the eastern side of Italy,
Row. Ready for orders.
and with the combined force
For a new
we'll be attacking Roman settlements out there. This army suddenly loses its
For the tribe.
importance.
I don't care how
I'm
much.
going to march them through
Get moving.
Spartan land. We have a treaty with the Spartans, as you already know.
Be welcome here, and speak as you wish, without fear of consequence or danger.
That's a military access treaty. We'll be able to march on Dacia.
Thirsty for battle. That is impossible.
And now our army group is going to move into Roman territory through Ponta Caspia.
Warrior besieging settlement. None will laying siege to their hovels.
It's unclear just how strong
Move out, thirsty for
they're going to be here.
for battle. Move out, thirsty for battle. Getting on our way. Warriors on
One army
starting out. Ready for orders.
will move north.
Moving. Thirsty for move out. Thirsty for that way is shut.
To attack Gallic, Tur, other armies could move on to the center and fight their main legions. However, I've just realized that one army north could be
Warriors all.
a little bit too little. For this reason,
Warriors
I
all.
decided to reinforce it
When your feet bleed, you can moan.
with an additional force
Ready for battle. I don't care how tired you
that
are.
could move north.
Is there nothing else?
First things first, they should probably move to Tur together and then move on to northern frontier. Everything has turned out into our favor. We will engage them on many sides, and undoubtedly we should prevail. Now, one important thing is, in order to show how strong Romans are, we are going to increase the difficulty to hard. That makes them a much better fighters. It has been a battle difficulty that has been increased, so this means that their soldiers are going to be much better than the base level, and our fight against their legionnaires is going to be much harder.